I am tapping into this energy. Okay. We can go ahead and start us off with some deep breaths, collective. And I'm getting it's tough, it's really tough. It's one that feels like we just can't stand ourselves right now. I'm getting that. There's a lot of hurt, a lot of deeper wounds that are coming to the surface, and that is not easy to comprehend. And it comes with a lot of weight. And I have some cards that I'm looking at over here. There's been a lot of betrayal. There's been a lot of fighting and fighting and fighting. Like, when I mean fighting for yourself, fighting for your life. Having to bounce back from one thing to another. And then continue on doing that. And then continuing on and having to fight for your life and repeat. It's the one that we feel right now that makes us question a lot of things that are happening around us, and question a lot of things that we have done for ourselves. It's an energy that makes you want to pull your hair out. Why isn't anyone listening to me? I was out today and there were a lot of people around me, and wherever I was, there were a lot of people around me that was just screaming and just pissed off and just on fire. As I look at the fire around the Queen of Wands, literally erupting, anger coming out, rage exploding, and we're over here just fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for our life. That's what I'm getting. It's an energy that is really not easy to comprehend. It's one of those things where the secrets just keeps pouring out and coming out and revealing itself, and all the lies just coming out and pouring itself, and it's endless. Secrets after secrets, lies after lies. Betrayal after betrayal, it just doesn't stop. That kind of energy. It may not be so much about betrayal than it is the energy surrounding it, the anger, the rage that one feels. It's not one that you can sit with and feel settled in and feel comfortable in. It's definitely one where you have to get up and go for a long walk. Get up and do some running, sweat, do some kind of heavy releasing, breath work. It's an energy that makes you want to get up and create a big project and then be done by the end of the day. It's a super fast, fired up, I can conquer the world type of energy. And it's one that comes with, it's I imagine somebody being on stage, on a podium, speaking in front of a big crowd, and and just letting it all out, just firing it up, speaking their truth, and not just speaking the truth, but speaking the truth boldly and not afraid. I was at McDonald's today, and there was this lady that was screaming at the cashier or one of the employees, and I can hear her, and it sounded like she was trying to she was just trying to prove a point. She was trying to explain why she waited so long and why she had to wait so long. And it came with a little bit of complaining, but there was reason to it. Okay? And so what I got from that is that the energy that's in the air is having us push out like standing up for yourself, defending yourself, but not in a way where you're being like destructive. You're standing up for yourself. You're standing up for your truth because perhaps you've never been the one to stand up for your truth, or it was always hard for you to speak your truth, or it was always really hard for you to speak your mind, or for some of us it's hard to speak. You cannot find your words. It's hard for you to put your words together. It's hard for you to say a sentence. Is that kind of energy. So it's like this energy is like giving us an opportunity to speak up and really sticking to our truth, and not just that, but like boldly speaking our truth and not being afraid to speak our truth. Like, stand up for yourself, speak up, stand up for yourself. Knowing one's truth, and not only knowing one's truth, but speaking one's truth and being bold about it. And being certain, like, this is my truth. You need to give me my food, sir. I've been waiting this long. How come I've been waiting this long? Where's my food? That lady says, right? Trying to prove a point, trying to make your point across, okay? It's like somebody who's never really stood up for themselves when they knew they had to stand up for themselves, and like this time around, this energy is making you really stand up for yourself, and you're just like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Why all of a sudden I'm standing up for myself and I'm speaking so boldly? Where did this energy come from? It's in the air. That when you have become suppressed for so many years, and you knew at the time you needed to speak up for yourself, but you just couldn't speak up for yourself, something was holding you back, somebody was holding you back, a spell was on your life, whatever it may be. Now the curse is broken. Now you're able to speak. Now you're able to sing. Now you're able to really boldly speak confidently. That's the energy I'm getting here. You have become so confident in what you're saying. But this time around, you don't care to hurt anybody, because you know you have to stand up for yourself. Perhaps it was really hard for you to let go of that partner. Perhaps it was really hard for you to let go of that friendship. But it was the one that you needed to take a risk on because it wasn't doing you any good. It wasn't doing anybody any good. And it's just one of those situations or relationships that you needed to cut cords with, because it just was not making you happy. And so what do? When you're not happy, you go and find your happiness elsewhere. And sometimes, if that means it requires you to leave somebody, it requires you to leave a job, or it requires you to leave a friendship, you must. Because you can't live a life where you're just constantly dragging yourself. That's even a harder life to live. This world is really good at suppressing us. Society, the government is really good at suppressing us. But we cannot stay in that suppression. So what do? How do we help ourselves, right? 10-10. It's a moment where you finally are standing up for yourself, and even you're surprised that you're standing up for yourself, because you're going to yourself, I have never acted this way before. I have never stood up for myself this way before. But suppose that, I've kept myself silent for a very long time, and I think now it's ready to come out. That type of energy is coming out. And even if it's hard, and even if it's something that I have to let go of, and that friendship, that relationship, that partnership I have to let go of, I know that by letting that go, I can now move forward and go and find my peace and my happiness elsewhere. I mean, it speaks a lot about how much you love yourself, so that's important. Loving yourself is so much more important than staying in a relationship that makes you feel alone and unhappy. Even though it's one that you never wanted to let go of, because you know how much it would hurt you. And I almost want to cry, but I'm not going to. A friendship that you never wanted to let go of, but you know you have to. Because maybe it's outdated. You're just not getting along anymore. You're in two different timelines, and somehow you're just not aligning with one another anymore. A job that makes you feel unappreciated, devalued. A job that makes you feel like you're not respected enough. And so this energy is like, we're plowing into things, we're screaming, we're lashing out, we're saying things we've never said before. But it comes with truth, and a lot of it. And that truth comes with a lot of fire. And that fire is just coming out of that dragon's mouth. Unexpectedly. Whoa. And now you're just swinging your sword around. You don't mean to harm anyone. That's not your intention. And perhaps some of you guys are experiencing yourself lashing out. But it's one that's coming out very boldly, but you're not one to intentionally want to harm anyone. No, I don't think it's an energy that I don't really think it's an energy that you mean to hurt somebody or be destructive to somebody's life. I think it's something that you have to do for the better. Because something's got to give. And when it's time to really stand up for yourself, and you'll know, collective, you will know when it's time to stand up for yourself. When you have become suppressed and somebody has, it's like having a relationship with a narcissist, right? I was just listening to Mel Robbins' podcast with Dr. Ramani. And she's a narcissist doctor, expert, and she knows a lot about narcissism. It's just like being in a relationship with a narcissist is like, a lot of us, how many years you've been in that relationship, and you're just like, I cannot take this anymore. Something's got to give. I have to eventually stand up for myself, right? I mean, if you just so know your worth, and your value, and how important you are as a person, and how important you are in the Lord, in His eyes, then you'd go and help yourself. You would go and uplift yourself. You would stand up. Fix your posture. And keep that back straight. Is that time of like, I'm certain that I know what I'm standing up for this time around. I'm certain that I know that the truth I'm speaking has always been my truth and has always been rejected and has always been devalued. This time around, it will not be that. That's the energy that's coming through. This time around, I will speak my truth and I will honor it, just like how I honor my sensitivities, how I honor my love for my life. And even though my ex-boyfriend or my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife, my ex-husband didn't care about it as much as I did, I still care about my truth. That's standing up for yourself in truth. That's something to really appreciate about yourself. It's actually really brave for one to uplift themselves after a really, really toxic situation that you were in. I just heard husband. For some of you, it could be that you were planning on marriage and kids and all that, and that was something that you guys had talked about, and then the marriage just never happened. It just didn't work out. That things felt right in the beginning, right? Things felt right, and you knew that this was something that you really wanted. And then next thing you know, it's not what you want anymore. How quickly time goes by and how things quickly shift and change and how our mindset quickly changes, right? It's that kind of energy of like, it's not my fault that I had felt this way and now I don't. Because I know that in not standing up for myself, I'd get more in trouble. So it's like saving yourself while you can. And the energy here is I'm boldly standing up for myself in truth and what I understand about myself. And I'm not holding back. I am actually really proud of that. And you should. I just wanted to tap into that and channel that. I'll see you guys in the next. Love you. Bye.